We all dream, and in dreams we enter a fantasy world.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for man.
Welcome to iCuckoo. Welcome to iCuckoo.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of iCuckoo. My name is Kenneth.
My name is Dave.
My name is Cole.
My name is Eric.
And we are the Cuckoos. Welcome back. We hope everybody's been safe in the quarantine. We got a good show for y'all this week. That music video we played in the intro was from our album, I Hate Love. The song is called Rattle, which Dave actually wrote.
I wrote that one.
Dave wrote that one.
Big round of applause for Dave.
Big meaty claws.
Well, maybe we wouldn't sound so bad if some people didn't try to play with big, meaty claws. What did you say, punk? Big, meaty claws!
How are my boys doing? How are y'all doing?
Holding up just fine around these parts.
It's just getting boring.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's your Virginia weekend weather update with Eric. It's sunny today in Charlottesville, 60 something degrees. It's windy. It's gonna be a good day.
Let's get on to some music news.
And hey, before we get going, you don't have to put this in the video, but if anybody wants to buy our merch, I'm not going to put it in the video because, that'd be like a shameless plug. So I'll just do it here and you can cut it out. But if anybody wants to buy our merch, cuckoosaustin.com.
The Cuckoos would appreciate it very, very much. Anyways, on to some music news. Our homies in Yate put out their album Shadow Work. They were on the show for episode 3. Go check it out.
Life's on pause, stop, don't want this forever. Someday soon, we can be together, but for now, just gotta hope it gets better, 'cause life's on pause.
Also, our friends in Flora and Fauna put out a single called Pause during the quarantine craziness, how the world is on pause. So go check it out. It's got a cool, fun little video. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, song recommendation of the week. I had to pick another one.
I who have nothing. I who have no one.
This week I picked Tom Jones. I who have nothing.
Sicko, I who have nothing.
I who have nothing.
I who have nothing.
I who have nothing.
That's a sample in a Jedi Mind Trick song.
Yeah, I don't know. I just heard it randomly, and I was like, ooh, Tom Jones got them pipes, man. Hit me right in the soul. So recommend that. And also check out the Jedi Mind Tricks. Our first musical guest this week is the band Day Eater.
Howdy, y'all. My name's Christopher Noel Brockett. I play bass, and I sing in a band called Day Eater. And I'm a grocery clerk, working at Wheatsville Co-op, working on these weird, crazy streets we got going on right now. But so far, so good. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching iCuckoo. You better be cuckoo.
Day Eater.
Eater.
Yeah, that was their song Nightmare. They recorded that here in Austin, Texas at the Bubble Studios. Day Eater's an awesome group. We've played tons of shows with them. Jesse, Chris, Landry, bunch of groovy guys.
Oh man, this dude, he's got one hand and he plays better than any other guy in Austin.
Dude, we were at the Austin Music Foundation album show thing. There was this show with Day Eater. I saw Jesse at the merch booth, and he was like totally messing with this guy that had asked him about his hand and what happened to it, and he gave him like this crazy wild story about him being on a farm and it getting caught in this equipment, and he was totally just messing with it.
He told me a different story. Yeah, he fucked with me too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great guys, but Day Eater.
Day Eater.
Now for our album review of the week.
Parents do understand, parents do care. We must remember, parents are the ones who will always understand.
This week we're doing The Shaggs, Philosophy of the World. It came out in 1968. The Shaggs are a group of 3 teenage sisters, the Wiggins sisters, and they were pretty much forced to create this album by their father, who got a prophecy that said they would be superstars. And the end result has kind of become one of the most popular cult albums of all time. Even Kurt Cobain from Nirvana listed it as one of his favorite albums of all time, one of the most inspirational and influential to him. So, yeah, The Shaggs.
Also, Frank Zappa is probably the one that is really responsible for the Shaggs reaching the fame they have, because he mentioned them on this old TV program, and they like played a couple of their songs, and that was like the first time the Shaggs got like an international resurgence kind of.
It's also referenced in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah, it is.
I still haven't seen that. I need to watch that. Everyone says Perks of Being a Wallflower is good. And it's got that Ezra Miller guy that choked that lady.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. Fight?
That guy choked a lady.
Well, I think the most apparent thing to anybody who listens to the album is that they're traditionally horrible musicians, or very inexperienced musicians. Like, they aren't like Eddie Van Halen's and Alex Van Halen's and other Van Halen's. You know, they're definitely novices. But through their like poor musicianship, it's like, well, you know the episode of SpongeBob where like Squidward's teaching the art class and SpongeBob's better at art than him, and by the end of the episode Squidward's so frustrated that he destroys the whole art studio, and you know, you think like, all right, though, he's destroying everything, this is horrible. But then, you know, he storms out of the art studio and the camera pans over and he created like a masterpiece. That's exactly what the Shaggs' philosophy of the world is.
Yeah, I think Dave introduced me to the Shaggs. I had never heard him before, and kind of like what Eric was saying, like from a surface level listen, it sounds like a bunch of cats like having a seizure or something like that. Like, it's very chaotic and wild, but also it's a composition, and these girls they didn't have dreams to be superstars. They didn't listen to all their favorite records and try to be like the bands that they love and admire. It's a very raw and like untouched. They just handed them instruments and said, make music, and this is what they came up with. And although some of the parts are out of tune and out of time, it is all very much a composition, and it's not just random stuff that they're playing. It is composed, and it's a very interesting piece of music and a very unique record. So that's why I like it.
It's a record I find enjoyable the more and more I listen to it. like the first few times you listen to this record, you'll probably want to turn it off or laugh or whatever. But, you know, like after those few times, like, I don't know, like it just grows on me, and I continue to love it more and more every time. It really is interesting how it is just coming straight from them and from their kind of like secluded. I think they lived on a farm or something. Like, honestly, one of my favorite records. I bought it in the UK when we were traveling there, and I think Dave showed me this record as well, and it's been a treasure of mine ever since. I've always loved it.
I think Eric showed me this record because he burnt a CD, and he had a CD of it, and I think he burnt the CD and gave it to me.
Yeah, I think Fogel showed me.
Oh, Fogel.
Yeah.
Fogel, I think, showed me, and I guess I must have showed you then, I guess. I don't remember.
Yes. I had never heard it on Spotify before, but I listened to it on Spotify this morning, and I couldn't believe how different the mix was compared to mine, because I have like an 85 pressing that Frank Zappa put out, and like the modern mix sounded way more like angry and like distorted. They definitely kind of compressed the drums a lot more and tightened things up in the sonic way. It was interesting. My favorite track is Things I Wonder.
Dude, me too.
Dude, the lyrics on that are deep. I had to look them up, and it was just like, this is pure poetry. I almost thought the father wrote it and handed it down to the girls. Dot Wiggins shreds. They were using like they definitely have a fuzz box on that record because they click it on and click it off. I mean, it's up there with Jimmy Page's like amount of distortion.
Jimmy Page can't compete with the Shaggs.
They're better than the Beatles.
Well, cool. The Shaggs. A very unique listen. Our second musical guest this week is Mr. Dewey Ivy.
I cannot believe it. Hi, I'm Dewey Ivy, and you're watching iCuckoo. Every time I try to walk too far, I get on my bike and you're already in the front seat. Wow, a tandem bike, that's neat. Too many people in the streets. I think we better go home. Pedal by, looking at my feet. Riding this bike straight into the side. Talk about staying at home. They say we could last forever, craving our minds. What happened to mine? Straight into the side. That says we could last forever.
Bye.
Yeah, Dewey, or I know him by Devin. He's played in a lot of bands. Residual Kid. What's a fucking Shooks with Marlon. Yeah, he's a cool cat. I went to high school with Devin, and I felt like he was intimidating. I was too scared to talk to him. I was like, oh, he's the cool band guy. I can't talk to him.
Yeah, he was in rock camp with me. Probably at that time he was going to rock camp. That's how we met, through there. And so I got to see him play music in bands super early on.
I left my China symbol at his place, and he held on to it for me and gave it back to me.
Check out his shit.
Or else.
Let's talk about movies.
Suggested for mature audiences.
This week we are reviewing the 1968 movie Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski. We're not really going to talk about Roman Polanski because what else is there to say about that guy? He's kind of a scumbag. We're gonna say spoilers in this review for sure because this movie came out like decades ago, so go watch it. But if you haven't seen it, it just tells the story of a woman pretty much being betrayed by the ones that she loves and depends on, and they sell her out to the devil and kind of use her as a surrogate mother for the son of the devil. And the entire movie is playing off the fact that this woman is going through a crazy traumatic experience, and everyone, the whole movie, is trying to convince her that she's just crazy and she's just wrong and she's just, hey, you're dealing with this, that's natural. And it's like, no, you're losing weight during a pregnancy, like that's not natural. And yeah, I just think it's an important message that like it's all about people just gaslighting and trying to make this chick feel like she's the one that's wrong and crazy.
Has an undertaste. A chalky undertaste.
I don't get it. That's silly, honey. There is no undertaste.
There is.
Come on, the old bat slaved all day. Now eat it.
I didn't like it.
It's delicious.
Here, you can have mine.
All right, don't eat it. There's always something wrong.
Oh, if it's gonna turn into a big thing.
Look.
When in reality, it's like, no, they're trying to put the spawn of Satan in your stomach or in your womb.
You said this was filmed in 1968?
It came out in 1968. I don't know if it was filmed in 1968.
Right. Well, that says a lot because in my notes right here, I thought it was filmed in in the 1980s. I guess I totally misread something, but then for me to believe that, it goes to show how well this movie is shot and how influential it must have been too. Because I genuinely believed it was an 80s film. And I was thinking man, the cinematography in this movie is really stunning and so aesthetically pleasing. And then for me to just now find out it was filmed 2 decades before I even thought it was, this must have been pretty crazy when it came out for all the the up and coming directors. Just the atmosphere of the movie in general. It's crazy how as the movie progresses, it starts to feel more and more claustrophobic. It's like a classic slow burn with an exponentially faster burn. Kind of you're spiraling down kind of as her sanity kind of starts to spiral towards the end of the movie.
Well, I really like the movie. I like the fact that it's still relevant today. For many reasons, whether it be Rosemary shaving her head, that kind of appearance in the 60s was probably not looked at the way we would today. The comparisons are. I thought it was real interesting that they spoke a lot about pills in it, and in that early 65 context. I mean, it looked like she was prescribed Ambien, and then she was walking in the street with her baby, and I mean, it's just a radical thought that they were probably experiencing the same kind of pill crisis that we're sort of facing these days too. So it's an interesting perspective that pregnant women and the prescription pills that they kind of trust their doctors, and the cooking scenes. Those cooking scenes were so gross. There was one really good music moment. It was when she actually looks at her baby for the first time.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
It was kind of like the Psycho Screech moment, but in a different kind of way. You're rocking it too fast.
It's my first time watching this movie, and yeah, on the technical side of it, like Ross was saying, it was shot beautifully, lots of great cinematic approaches, and I thought the acting was really great too. It was a little bit long, and it's harder to watch those dialogue heavy, not very like a slow burn, not very fast paced movie. The ending is trippy too.
What did you do to its eyes?
The choice to become the mother. The whole movie, she's waiting to have this kid. She just really wants her baby. She doesn't really want all this other stuff happening around her at all. She just, wants to be with her new baby that, she had been planning for so long.
She's kind of put in a place where her whole life has fallen apart, and all she has is that she's the mother of that baby.
Yeah, exactly. But it was really good, and really, after it was done, I was I'm really glad I watched that. It was my first time. So, great movie.
Rosemary's Baby. It's a trip.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Satan is his father. Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
He chose you out of all the world, out of all the women in the whole world. He chose you. He arranged things because he wanted you to be the mother of his only living son.
His power is stronger than stronger. His might shall last longer than longer. Hail Satan!
Yeah, so for our third musical guest this week, we're going to give you a dose of the bullies.
Cut it there. Howdy! Howdy, y'all. Howdy! We're the bullies. You're watching iCuckoo.
Yeah!
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Come on! You guys are here's a dead body. Come on, bring it over here. We're out here busting shots. You guys are fucking late again. Come on, he's dead. Listen to him. Shit.
Bullies.
Sponsored by Lone Star.
That was the Bullies. They're a fun group of guys and gals, brothers and sisters, making groovy rock and roll music. So check them out.
Love them Bullies.
Yeah, the Bullies fucking rock. Woo!
Fuck yeah, daddy.
Tell me what you see. Don't run away. Just follow me. Take a breath. Move real slow. A satisfaction. Soon you'll know. Step inside, the feeling's right. It's time to feel a great divide. Don't turn away, don't tell a lie. Just seize the day, enjoy the night. Come on, take a while with me tonight. Enjoy the night. So much for living in the moment. Too bad, so sad. Past demons waiting for a talisman, but you can't hide forever. I'd rather look them in the eyes and let a lifetime pass me by. Just so you wouldn't catch me dead, sleeping out the music playing in my head. It's funny how you always plan so far ahead, but will it really matter when you're down? Don't think so, step inside, the feeling's right. It's time to feel a great divide. Don't turn away, don't tell a lie. Just seize the day, enjoy the night. Come on, take a walk with me tonight. So much for living in the moment. It's funny how you always plan so far ahead, but will it really matter when you're down? Don't think so, step inside, the feeling's right. It's time to feel a great divide. Don't turn away, don't tell a lie. Just seize the day, enjoy the night. Step inside, the feeling's right. It's time to feel a great divide. Don't turn away, don't tell a lie. Just seize the day, enjoy the night. Come on, take a walk with me tonight. Enjoy the night. So much for living in the moment. Enjoy the night. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Well, thank you everybody so much for tuning in to episode 6 of iCuckoo. That last song was a performance we did on KUTX a couple months back. Shout out to KUTX. Thank you everybody for tuning in every week. This is cool. Like we don't really know what else to do in this quarantine, and it's fun being able to kind of do our own little web show. We got more music coming out soon. We're going to be putting out some singles over the next couple of months, and then we've got an EP coming out called Honeymoon Phases. It's kind of like a part 2 of our album, I Hate Love, kind of a continuation. So that'll be out soon. Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Keep your eels peeled.
Keep your eyes and your ears and your eels peeled. But yeah, if you want to help out the show, our Venmo is below, and our website is going to be over there. We've got records and T-shirts and a bunch of groovy stuff. There's videos. There's music. Go check out our website. It's got lyrics. There's pictures of Dave naked. It's really good. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Throw a comment in the comment section. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us what we're doing right. If you want to be on the show, hit us up. You can hit me up on Instagram or my email, kennethfrosty@hotmail.com. It can be whatever you want. You don't even have to be a musician. Just send in something cool, and we'll put you on the show. But thanks again, everybody. We are the Cuckoos signing off. Peace.
Here come old flat top, she come growing up slow. Funky finger, we come together right now. Love me,
come together, yeah.